leaders. The greatest of them motivate us, inspire us, and captivate us. Their mission, to communicate clearly, to harness the power of the people around them, to make success a team sport. Courageous, insightful, focused. The best leaders challenge the status quo and relentlessly pursue their passion as they build their success, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. They don't just earn our trust, they earn our admiration. That's why we follow their executive vision.
We've brought together some of the greatest minds in media for what we call an executive strategy session. Michael Eisner is former chairman and CEO of the Walt Disney Company and founder of the private equity firm, the Tonante Company. Michael Roth is chairman and CEO of Interpublic, one of the largest advertising companies in the world. Rajiv Lula is former CEO of New Delhi Television's Metro Nation network and currently an executive with Tata Consultancy Services. Jane Rosenthal is co-founder of Tribeca Enterprises and Tribeca Productions. Her movies have grossed over $2 billion. Tom Gloser is Chief Executive Officer of Thomson Reuters. Ahmed Abu Haiba is Executive Manager of For Shabab, an Islamic answer to MTV. Michael J. Wolff is former Chief Operating Officer and President of the original MTV Networks and is founder and Managing Director of the consulting firm Activate. Up next, media titans assess their impact on the world around them and on generations to come.
I do think that information too early into the home can be detrimental psychologically to the development of children. But every new media for 200 years has created a challenge for parents as to how to deal with it. And we will deal with it.
Next, how media transforms the world and creates hope and opportunity in some of the unlikeliest of places.
I think media does a lot of things in Afghanistan. It informs, it entertains. In a society where the judiciary is weak, it holds individuals and institutions accountable. But more important than all of those things, it facilitates social change.
You run an Islamic version of MTV across the Arab states. What is your interplay between the establishment and religion and what you put on the television? What's your vision for what you're doing?
What I'm doing actually is the same content that I'm satisfied for, if it's religious or valuable. I'm promoting for values through, let's say, a modern, high-tech tool like the video clips and drama as well. And also, we have the same show also, The American Idol, in another name. My channel is positioned somewhere between the regular musical channels and the Islamic religious channels. Although I'm not speaking religious speech, I'm not saying anything about specific religion. I'm just trying to promote values. And
so you're a music channel that doesn't have scantily clad women and fast cars on it, in essence, is what you're saying. It's appealing to, I think you've described it as the rebound generation.
Yeah, this is exactly what I said. Now the generations, especially in the Arab world, they're having a great confusion. They would like to have this Western style in the media, the brightful colors, the fast tempo, everything. But at the same time, they are in a search for their values, for their identity. They don't like to be another shape of the Western guy. They would like to have their identity, but in this form. So actually, what we are doing is the same content, and also I'm just emphasizing it's about content. Everything is about content, and the whole other medias is just a tool to show your content. It's just a matter of how you're going to show it.
Okay, we have to leave it there. Saad Mohsheni, thank you very much for joining us from Kabul. Good luck with Afghan Star. Thank you.
Thank you.
When we come back, a leadership challenge from one of the most admired masters of media.
I challenge you to think about the riskiest dream you've ever had.
How do our leaders rise to the challenge? Find out next. What moves a leader to action? Often the best motivation comes from peers who've shown they can think big and execute their vision. That describes Oscar-winning director James Cameron, and he now leaves our panel with this leadership challenge.
I challenge you to think about the riskiest dream you've ever had and not acted on yet, and try to make it a reality.
Michael Wolff, what would be the dream that you would attempt to make a reality?
Well, it's what we're doing right now. We're working with our clients to take their media brands, their content, and try to achieve web scale through social networks. And yes, it's uncomfortable, almost terrifying, but the upside really could be astonishing.
Jane?
I think it's similar for us. It's taking film and using it as cultural diplomacy. So right now the Tribeca Film Festival is in Doha. We hope to be in Northern Ireland. We hope to be in Mali. So it's really using film as cultural diplomacy.
Rajiv?
Salman, you know, I've lived in 2 different democracies, and I believe in the democratic peace theory. 2 democracies never fight with each other. Media is really so powerful, and I'm in the middle of all of that in a country I was not born in. I would love to start a dialogue about the United States of democracy. Kind of connect the democracies. Eventually, media has the potential, I think, where the borders and the differences between countries could drop off.
Ahmed, what dream would you dream?
Well, it was always my dream and still my dream to use the media to let people find their way to God. I'm not speaking about a Muslim reading Quran or Jewish in synagogue or Christian in church. I'm speaking about people bonding their relationship with God in their life, when they go to work, when they see in a movie, something like that. I feel this is very important to feel that I can do that.
Okay. Tom?
Well, I guess I have a slightly more ecumenical vision, which is to complete the transformation of Thomson Reuters, taking the very best of consumer technologies and some of the things we've been talking about, apply it to the professional world, and make the transition completely from analog to digital without losing most of your revenues at the time, in fact, growing them handsomely.
Michael Roth?
I'm actually living it right now, and that is...
Living the dream.
I'm living the dream because I stepped into an organization that I didn't have much experience in, and taking a global brand and taking it to the next generation in a solidified, integrated way.
And that was a big risk when you first went in?
Exactly.
Michael Eisner?
Well, I would say I have multiple dreams depending on the day. I'm eclectic. But my overall dream would be that there would be enough employment and prosperity that all the dreams that were said just before me could possibly be realized. Because if that doesn't exist, the whole infrastructure of what we could achieve in a democratic society would not be achievable.
And there we will leave it. Thank you all for joining us today, our distinguished panel on media. For more, head to executivevision.cnbc.com and tune in next week when we gather some of the greatest leaders in technology. They'll tell us how they're continuing to fuel innovation using their executive vision.